Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya, and today we are going to be touring four of my newest builds. I remodeled Magnolia Promenade, so we'll be looking at Magnolia Promenade North, South, East, and West. And none of these builds have any custom content in them, so they're all no CC builds, but I was not restricting myself to any specific packs or kits. So it does use a lot of the packs and kits, but you'll see everything in a moment. I hope you enjoy this. You can listen to me call everything cute in this video. Watch my progress as I slowly learn that I needed more bathrooms. That's a key part of this. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you stick around for the whole video. I know it's long, but I really, I really think that you'll enjoy touring everything so that you can get an idea of what you'll see in your game if you download it. And I hope you do download it. All of these are also on the gallery under my EA ID, Mayalowskiii. So let's just get on with it. So we're at the first of four builds for Magnolia Promenade's remodeling. And this is Magnolia Promenade North. And it has a restaurant here and an apartment over here. And then I think it is important to start with this one because it also has a parking garage on the back so that everybody at Magnolia Promenade, has some place to park their cars while they're going to the other properties. So I'm going to start with this one. I don't know why the flowers are on the ground. They shouldn't be, but I'm going to start with this one and I'm going to go down to the first floor. And I just want to show you the restaurant. This is B's Brunch Spot. And put the walls up. This is how it looks from the inside. Cute little, little restaurant. It has a little kitchen back here. And unfortunately, this build only has one bathroom, literally one toilet. Here's the toilet. I don't know why I built it like that. Please don't ask. I've had, during play, I've had Sims use the toilet and break it, and then nobody else can use the toilet. And it's always one Sim that needs to use the toilet. So, sorry about that. But I think it's a cute bathroom though. Let's see. Oop, trying to do that as well. And I put the honeycombs on the wall because the restaurant is named after, a bee. So that that's it. Um, let's see here. Put the walls back up. And I'm not sure if I want to just show this side first and then this side. I think I should do that. Well, actually, I can show this side because this is kind of like an extension to the restaurant. See, there's a little door to go over there if you want. And this is a pickup area for takeout food, and I use the businesses and hobbies expansion pack to sell food from here while my son lives upstairs. So That's how, and then like Sims will come in and they'll grab the food, pay for it when they grab it, and bring it over here and eat in the dining area. So it kind of looks like, you know, not kind of, it looks like they're eating at a restaurant because technically they are, even though they got the food over here and not from waiters. But I've also set this build as a restaurant because I added everything a restaurant needs. So it can be run that way and then just ignore the left side of the build. But we also have flower arranging here. And Sims will come and they'll make little arrangements and you can sell them. So your business gets extra money. That's good. That's a plus. And what else? Let me see. I'm trying to zoom in on this, but I can just go down. So here we go. We have some plants for sale over here. They're not really for sale because of the way that they're positioned on the table, but it looks like they are. That's the point. All right. And now we can go upstairs for the restaurant. Or let me see, because if I go upstairs, I'm just going to see the left side anyway. So I'll just go back and forth. Restaurant, apartment, restaurant, apartment. You get the gist. So here's the apartment. And let me put, let's see, all of the walls up, except for the ceiling, the top. This is the apartment front door. See? And when you first go into the apartment, it's a 3-story apartment. So when you first go in, here's the laundry area. I needed to fill this space with something, so that's why the laundry is here. So it may look awkward coming in the front door and seeing your, washer and dryer, but I also think it's cute. Like it's colorful down here, and I wanted to keep it colorful. So let's go now to the second floor for the restaurant and the second floor of the apartment. So here is the second floor of the restaurant. And up here, I made this like a paint and sip area. So here's a bar over here. And then the, area where you paint is over here. Fun fact, I could not find for the life of me the tarp rug. I think it's from City Living. The tarp that has all of the paint stains on it. I don't know why I couldn't find it, but I couldn't find it, and I wish I did before I release this, but this is what you get. Pristine tarps. So, this is a new restaurant. Nobody has used the easels yet. But you got a little still life over here. See, and then over here you got your aprons and some extra paint supplies here on this island. And Sims will come and they will get something to drink and they'll also paint. But when they're done painting, they don't take the painting with them. So just like the flower arrangements, you can sell the paintings. And again, extra money for the restaurant. And that is B's brunch spot. That's all. these 2 floors. All right. Next, we got the second floor of the apartment. So you come up the steps, and right when you come in, you got your little dining area here, and of course your living room. So see, like I said, I wanted to make it colorful. So we've got colors, TV, nice little island. So it's enough room to entertain here. If you got some sitting on the couch, then you got some at the island, you got some at the table. Like there's enough room. And we got this little water bottle here just to add a little bit of I don't know why I put the water bottle there. I really don't know. But it's there. So trash can, kitchen here. I need to stop. And I mean, I put what the kitchen needed. So there's some mugs up here, bottle of wine, some spices. I figured the sim that lives here, uh, you know, owns the restaurant, but is really busy with the restaurant. So they have paper plates, napkins, and plastic spoons and cups to eat off of because they don't want to do a whole bunch of dishes. See, they already have dishes here. They do have a couple dishes that are breakable, but those have already been washed. They just haven't been put away yet because the sim is so busy at the restaurant. They haven't had time. So we got some books over here, some cookbooks. Not really cookbooks. I'm imagining there are some cookbooks, but I don't even know why I said but. But yeah, I think that's why I was going to say but. But yeah, this is the second floor of the apartment. And we go, here's the bedroom. So it's a 1 bedroom apartment for the owner of the restaurant. And I love the color pink, so I had to make it pink. Let's see. They've got their hamper over here for them to wash the clothes downstairs. Their dresser, some containers that have whatever in them. Um, Again, they're really busy with the restaurant, so laundry. You got your folded laundry that you probably folded weeks ago, and then the pile of dirty laundry that you could have put in your hamper, but they ended up on this ottoman because you're so busy, you can't keep up with everything. That was um my reasoning for that. The computer comes with a laptop already, and here's some makeup, some stationery, some tissues, and let's see. Got their shoes lined up, some clothes hanging. Now, this is the bathroom. So we got a tub and a shower, soap to wash our hands, of course, some baby wipes because sometimes you want more than toilet paper. And there we go. That's the bathroom. Pretty self-explanatory. It's where you go do your business. And then out here, I put planters because, and I put some flowers in these planters. That was by mistake. See, one of them didn't even grow. It was out of season, but you already have some flowers there. And then over here, planter boxes to grow herbs and vegetables and fruits for the restaurant. Then you got some chairs and a cooler because you might come up here with your friends and stargaze or, just sit, have a little drink and you might have a picnic on your rooftop. Now, I will say when I was building this, let me see, this is the top floor. When I was building this, I did think it was weird to have the parking garage attached to it, but felt like it was necessary to do so. So I just made the wall higher. Of course, somebody can still scale the wall, but it takes more effort because then, like, you come over here and you fall, hurt yourself, something like that. So hopefully, nobody goes over the wall. Let's just hope for that. Oh, I forgot to mention outside of the restaurant, you've got some seating out here too on the side. And we go into the parking garage. You got your ramp to go to the second floor, your stairwell. Um, we have a dumpster, so the restaurant can take out their garbage and put it in the dumpster here. I know they gotta walk, but that's where I had to put it. And then the second floor, and also I know it's awkward that this has like a one way in, one way out kind of situation. Because see, you come up the ramp and then you can go up the ramp to up here. But coming down, like you gotta know when somebody's coming up to go down, technically. But again, cars don't work yet in the game. Hopefully, they will soon. But I know they're not going to be driving up the ramp. So this is all just for decoration. Use your imagination, as I did when I built it. And inside the stairways, we have the payment. If this will stop bouncing. The little pay stations where you can pay for parking before you get out. And that is Magnolia Promenade North. And I just want to look at this in the dark because I love the way it looks at night. See, These sides light up. They're so cute. At least I think they're cute. Adds a little character to the I mean all of the builds I feel like have character, but so they don't need extra character, but I'm gonna say adding extra character to the parking garage instead of the whole Magnolia Promenade. Um, but it is nice. Like you come at night and you see these little lights, and you're like, okay, art. Yeah. So that is that. We're gonna go to the next property. The next build we are going to be touring is Magnolia Promenade West, and it's 2 floors. And on the first floor, there is a cafe slash like little bookstore. There's an area, let's see, little bookstore. Has some books for sale in the middle here. You can come get on the computer, do your studying, and come over here, get some drinks, some snacks, and then around the back, you have some supplies and some more books. So that's the little cafe bookstore. And then next to that, we have this, if you can see it. It is like, it's a food stand, but it's like a food stall. So your sim can, this already comes with it, right? But if you want your sim to sell food or whatever here, all you have to do is take this out and slide your sim stand right in its place, and it'll work. And you can start selling food and stuff. So in there, we have a little refrigerator, a griddle or stove. That's a griddle, right? A sink, and a prep area. Then you got your trash can here. So if there's any trash, you know where to put it. And back here, there's some little seats. Little seats. There's a little seating area to enjoy whatever you get from the food stand, or just, take a break after you've been walking around Magnolia Promenade. Some vending machines here. And then here's the bathroom with 3 toilet stalls. And this, oh, sorry. And the sinks. I'm really pointing out things that you can see on your own, but this is how this is going. And then over here we have a liquor store with different wine bottles or nectar bottles. And a display over here. Maybe this is a limited time drink. or something that they're showcasing. And then the counter. On the counter, I'm so proud of this. I made a charcuterie board with whatever I could find, pretty much. I think that's like ham or something, or sliced meat, some cheese, some scones, crackers, dip, some olives, and some shrimp. I thought this would be a nice fancy charcuterie board to have. You know, you come into the liquor store. This is just deco, by the way. The liquor store is decoration. Um, but you come in, you know, you get a sample and you check out some wine that you could have with that sample, you know, like complimentary wine. And then back here, there's some storage and the little nectar machine. So you can make nectar. And that's the first floor. And then if you go upstairs, there is a nail salon, a bar, and a candy store. And at the nail salon, there's paint on the walls. The pedicure chairs, and then where you would get your manicure. I'm sorry, I just got a new mouse and I'm trying to maneuver as best as I can, but it keeps getting stuck. So that's the manicure chairs. Got the little register and some nail polish up here to buy. Some, you know, hand lotion or hand soap that they're selling that they use here. And there's a little drink tray so you can get your drinks. And then this can work. So downstairs, the cafe can work functionally as a cafe. Up here, this can work functionally as a spa because there's a spa table back here. My thinking was that this was like the lash table. Like this is where you get your lashes done or you get your eyebrows done or something like that. So that's why I put it there. And then, of course, for a spa, you have to put a shower. And with a shower comes a toilet because what if you have to get in the shower, but like you gotta use the bathroom before you get in the shower? There's no bath, like you can't go all the way downstairs to the public one. So the only thing is, and I recently realized this was that I didn't put a sink in, and I'm very ashamed that I didn't put a sink in here. Um, because I mean, if you use the toilet, how are you gonna wash your hands? Like I'm getting off topic here. So I apologize that there's no sink, but the Sims will still use this. And then here's the candy store. Oh, it's a candy and candle store. That's right. Okay. So the Sim that I made to own this store, her name is Candace. And the name of the store is Candish because it's kind of candles and kind of candy. So it's canned-ish. And that also, you know, it goes with her name, Candace. But here's some candles on the table. the display case for the candy and treats. Um, and then I made this um, little display case for like chocolates and like specialty candies and stuff. Originally, before the display case came out, this was the whole, like there was two more counters full, but um the things that I put in there when I play tested it, they went bad and spoiled. So these shouldn't spoil because whenever I've play tested, they haven't spoiled. So these things in here shouldn't. All right. And then you got the candy making machine. So you're ready to make your candy, and then here's the candle station over here. And then the last part is the bar. And this, you can set the property as a bar. It's already set as a bar, I think. So yeah, here's the bar. And I wanted it to be kind of moody in here, but like a mini social club because it is such a small area. Um, See the little bit of seating here and then at the bar. And then here's the bathroom. And then back here is, I believe this is the brewing station. And I put some plant pots back here to grow what you need to for the brewing station. I haven't tried it out, so sorry about that. But they're there for you to try out. Um, but overall, I will say I had the most fun playing with this one with the new expansion pack because I was able to run the candy store and the cafe and the bar while having the spa go on. And like the spa made the most money. Of course, the cafe was making a little bit of money and the bar, but the spa made the most. And then the candy, you just make the candy whenever, pretty much. But this is Magnolia Promenade West. The third build we're going to be looking at today is actually three different businesses in one. And this one is Magnolia Promenade South. And the businesses that are here are there is a pizza restaurant right here, the yellow building. And then down here is a dispensary. And up here is an art gallery. So let me take you through a tour. This spot. So, see, first I'll start with the pizza restaurant, and this is called, I'll just pull it again, trying to get a good look at it. But I call this pizza restaurant Deco's Pizza. I tried to do not too much, but kind of a Miami Art Deco theme for this build. It actually, I won't say, I won't say it takes after, but it was inspired by my favorite pizza restaurant in Miami Beach called Pizza Bar. It looks nothing like Pizza Bar, but I just thought like, let me do bright colors. Like it just reminded me of Miami, and then the pizza. So if you go inside, we have the dining area, the host stations right here, and it's just a cute little restaurant. We can go back here, and we've got some jazz paintings on the wall. I just wanted it to be fun and colorful. So that's what I was going for here. Um, Here's the bathroom. I thought that these little boats um, wallpaper looked really cute and it matched all the colors that I used. So I was like, yeah, I want to use that. So I put that in the bathroom too. So here's the bathroom. And then if we go over here, here's the kitchen. I wanted it to be like you walk up and get your pizza, or they'll call you and you get your pizza. I mean, I guess that's still you walking up there, but that was the idea there. It has a pizza oven, so you can definitely make pizza in here. And here it's really tiny, so you know, it's just a cute little restaurant. And then here's the back where the trash is, back door. And then this time I'm not going to go over back and forth from um, business to business because I want to show you the upstairs level. So here's what upstairs looks like. If I can get this to work properly. It's like a little party area. I know it's tiny, so you might say like, how you gonna fit a party up there? I mean, you could have a small party for 4 guests, maybe. There's a table here for your snacks and, party food and your cake, some punch, seating so you can sit and enjoy your party food. And then it's like a little arcade area with two games to play. So that is, it's only 2 levels and it's like a loft. So you can look, if it will stop bouncing, you can look down at the diners. So that's Deco's Pizza. And then over here, we have the dispensary. And so you go in the front door here, you have a little advertisement here for flower. It's a flower dispensary. We dispense flowers. So you go through the front door here, and since there's two businesses in this particular space. Um, I made it look more like office lobby-ish, kind of. Like you come in and you have, you got the fire extinguisher, little little mural on the wall with some greenery, and then the plaque that says, this is what it is. And I named this dispensary, it's called the Pottery. So If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And then you go in here, and this is the lobby to the dispensary. And got some art on the walls, maybe like examples of the strains that they have in there. And then here, you would go up to this window to check in. Sorry. You'll go up to this window to check in. And then once they're ready for you to come back, they'll call your name over the speaker and you can go through this door. So it's multiple checkpoints. And this is what the little um, receptionist area looks like. Got a TV monitor. I thought that would be like a monitor for, I don't know, just maybe checking who's doing what. Or you just use it as a TV and just watch TV while you're working. They're very lax here. So you can do what you want pretty much as long as the work gets done. And then you got this board that may have like the schedule of who's on shift that day. But going back to this, you go through this door for this checkpoint, and there's an ATM in here just in case you didn't bring cash. And then you go through this big door onto the dispensary floor. And this is what it looks like in here. Oops, sorry. And I just want to point out, well, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. But here is the wall of goodies. And I spent a lot of time on this. Many hours were spent. I felt like I worked here myself, stocking it. So I thought over here we'll have some, like, you got stash boxes, cutesy ones. You got some merchandise here. I put like the jars of peppers and olives here and some nectar or wine, whatever you want to call it, as like infused treats for you. And then over here, you move down the wall and you've got your flower here. You got some more here. Of course, it's not real, but it's just the idea of it. Different types of, I know I said merchandise, but maybe like papers, vapes, grinders, whatever you need for your flower. And then you got these jars here. I spent a lot of time on these jars. These are actually, let me see. These are watermelons. These are bushes. These I think are lettuce and then more bushes. And they took so much time, I didn't even fill them up. So this is what you get. They must be really popular because the jars aren't full. But then we go over here and we've got like skincare, topicals, things like that, that you can use on your body. Or I don't want to say ingest, but it could be like that. but we'll just go with topicals that you can use. And I really like this little wall feature that I made. Like the color of the arch and the color of the wallpaper matches perfectly. I think these are both from the Love Struck pack anyway, so they would match anyway. Sorry. So we got some cacti in there, and then some more cacti here. A little bathtub for character. And then over here, these are actually it's a water fountain. And I put up this glass so that nobody can get in there. And also because I just didn't want anybody to fall in. Like if this was real, I actually based this off of a picture I found on Pinterest of a restaurant that had like a fountain, and the chair to the table was actually like on the edge of the fountain. And I was like, if you make one wrong move, like you're falling back in there. So I was like, they need some glass or something. So that's why I put this up. And then you got the little glowing orbs here. And I got excited because of the window. So you can see out, but you can't see in. And I think that's very important for a dispensary. And then you got your flowers and plants here, plants on the table, little seedlings, so you can grow your own. And then if we go back here, we've got the gates for employees only. You go back here through this door, and this is the back room, the back growing room. And again, this is all CC free. There's no CC in this. I painstakingly put these plants together. You know, it wasn't really a pain to do the plants. It was a pain to do the shelves, but I did the plants. This is where you would trim the flower, I guess. There's some extra pots for you. And then a little refrigerator and microwave because it doubles as the employee area. So, you know, you bring your lunch, you need a snack, and then you got a chair to sit on over here, some extra supplies over here. This board, you know, telling you about fair wages and, you know, rules and regulations and things that you would need to know at work. And then this would come up, and I put a folding chair there because you don't want any like, what is it, stationary furniture, like a couch or something that you can't really move that easily, but you can fold this up to get in and out. And this is where they would bring like the product in and the plants. And over here is the truck with some new plants they're bringing. And there's a little mural here on this. Is this a garage door? I get I guess that's what it is on this garage door. So there you go. And that is the dispensary. So we'll go over it like that. And then I'll go upstairs. And upstairs is the restroom for this building, for these two businesses, pretty much. And this wall of flowers, I think is so cute. And then a little vending machine. But yeah, so you can use this restroom. Two stalls. Since there's one sink out here, I put a sink in here. So Makes a little bit more sense why there's only one sink out here. You have a private bathroom there. But then you go, and here's the plaque for the art gallery. And this art gallery is actually, I named it after myself. It's called the My Art Gallery, but it's spelled Mayart Gallery. And my original thought was I wanted to make this build specifically a custom content build because I do make art and I have made some pieces into custom content art, but I didn't make them in time to put them in here. Um, so I just used art from the game. But I do plan on maybe making some art in the future into custom content and putting maybe doing a gallery showing, and then I'll have a CC version of this build available. So come in here, there's art there. This window is art. It's not real art, but you know, it's an artistic expression. And then you got benches so you can sit and just immerse yourself in what you're viewing. Here you would check out if you decided to buy a piece of art. And then I put a bar here because, I mean, you might have an art gallery showing and you want to serve drinks. So, you know, Sims will come up here and grab a drink and they can view art. And I think this is so funny, but also I felt like I needed to put an exit up here because having only one exit to this whole building seemed like some type of fire hazard or something. So here's these long stairs to get out. If the plant would get out, I mean, the tree would get out the way. You got long stairs just in case you need an emergency exit. But then you go up this platform and then up these stairs, and there's some more space for the art. And then this little art board that you can display your own art. I believe I haven't used it, so probably shame on me for putting it in here without using it, but I knew that it was used for something artistic, so that's why I put it there. It can always be removed. It's not that big of a deal. And then you just got some seating out here so you can view the rest of the promenade. And that is Magnolia Promenade South. All right, we are at our fourth and final lot in Magnolia Promenade, and this is Magnolia Promenade East. And it consists of four different businesses. So on the right here, we have Vibes, which is like a clothing thrift store, kind of. They only sell it if it's a vibe. That's their motto. We only sell it if it's a vibe. Next, in the middle, we have the Yard, which is, I wanted it to be a milkshake shop. You need a mod to make milkshakes in the game. So it's pretty much just an ice cream shop or bubble tea. It doubles as a karaoke bar. So we have the Yard, and then the back of it is the backyard right here. Then on our left, this big side of the building is a Salvadoran restaurant called La Cocina. In Spanish, that's the kitchen. But this is not Salvadoran. This is Salvadoran, like in the game. So, yep, this is a restaurant here, and it has a nightclub in it. Pretty much, it's a dance floor in there, bar. You'll see all of it. Then at the top here is a creator space, and it has different things to do, like photography. There is a karaoke machine in there. There's a computer. There's gaming things. So different things for your Sims to do. So I'll start with vibes, and we will go over this. So this is the front. I wanted to put like a classic car in the parking lot. Like maybe you win a raffle to get it or something like that. Or it's just there because it's classic. So you go in, and over here we have just random toys and things to decorate your space. And then over here, there's a little jukebox, and then the clothing racks. Check out over here. You've got a photo booth in the back. And then this area over here, you have the shelf full of shoes and all of the shoe boxes that, you can take your shoes home in. And then these TVs do work over here. And a little vending machine. Then in the back here, we have the dressing room or changing room. And then the employee area. Computer does work, sitting on top of the refrigerator, but it does work. And then their bathroom for the employees. So that is vibes. Now, next to vibes is the yard, like I said. So you'll go in here, and there is an ice cream machine and a coffee machine. And I just wanted it to be, I know I say cute a lot, but I wanted it to be cute and fun and like, I don't know how else to describe it. See, you got the little pictures on the wall. If children came in and drew some pictures, you put it up on the wall. You got your bubble tea station right here. Then, if you go to the back, you've got your display case to display. I haven't tried it, but you may be able to put ice cream in there because it's refrigerated. So, I mean, ice cream needs to be frozen, but who am I to say anything about what the Sims do? So, and then we've got these little milkshake pictures from the gallery. I believe the creator is Moonlight Seeker. I'll have to confirm that, but I think their name is Moonlight Seeker. They made those. So this is again all CC free. Here's the restrooms, ladies' room, men's room. And over here, you've got some storage. And then you go through here, and there's a kitchen. So you can cook anything to sell. Comes with the cookbook. And then let's see. If you go out the back, like I said, this is called the backyard. And there's a karaoke machine back here, some swings, and picnic tables. So your Sims can hang out back here. And that's the yard. And then over here is La Cocina again. And there's an outside dining area here. But here's the entrance. And it has a menu here, so you can already check out what you want to get. And then if you go inside the waiting area, you have these skeletons. And at first I thought, well, the first thing I thought was, oh, these go with the restaurant. Let me put this in here. And then I thought, well, that's kind of creepy. Sitting here waiting to be called to your table with skeletons staring at you with weapons, but it goes. So we're gonna, it's in there now. We're gonna keep it in there. This is the front host station. And then over here, I was about to say, I don't know why this is disappearing, but you can see it's the chandelier lighting. And this is the private dining area. So my thought was, you can rent out this area and maybe the patio for your event because it's private. So you can go in here, go through here to get outside. If you need to use the restroom, you can go through this door. And here is the men's room over here. We don't have urinals in the game, so I used this little squat pot, whatever the toilet is called, whatever this one is called. I use that instead of a urinal. And then, of course, there's a stall. And then here's the ladies' room. And a little changing table in there. And if you go down this hallway, here's the main dining area. And the reason why I named it La Cocina was because of this. So I wanted you to be able to see into the kitchen, to see the chefs preparing your meal. So here's the kitchen. And then back here, some storage, a dishwasher, lockers, pretty much things for the employees. And then here's the bathroom, employee bathroom. I feel like I just focused a lot on that bathroom. It's just a bathroom. But that's the first floor. And then if we go upstairs, there's an outside space with, what do you call these? Not fire pits, but like the coffee tables with the fire in them. Those. And then here's the dance floor. That's why I said it's also a nightclub because there's the dance floor and the DJ booth. The bar is up here. And over here, we have this wall feature. And if you look closely, it has little insects in it or bugs. I don't know the difference between a bug and an insect, but there's this praying mantis here and there's some butterflies in there too, but you'll see them when it's in live mode. And then up here we have the restrooms for the bar. There's 4 stalls. And that's La Cocina. Then if we move over here to the creator space, you see you can go up these stairs to get to it, past the vending machines. Nice little seating area out here if you just want to sit and chill. You know, you might be waiting for your friends to finish shopping or something like that. You go in here. I wanted to set it up like a studio, like a music studio. So you got the little DJ table. There's a computer here. You can sit over here and chill if you want, listen to music. And then in here is the actual recording studio with the microphone and karaoke. And play the piano or keyboard and the guitar. And then here's a little makeshift bar. Through these arches is the bathroom. Now, the funny thing about this build is that out of all the builds, this one has the most bathrooms. I did not forget bathrooms here. It was too big to not have a lot of bathrooms. Here is the photography area. So your Sims can come take photos. We put a little changing room back here and some seats. You know, they want their crew to come chill while they model or, have their photo shoot. Then over here, we have the gaming room. So you got your TV, your game consoles. Nice place to sit. And if you want to stream, you can do it here. Play some more video games. And then out here, we have what are these? Hookah? Um, what are these? The hookah stations. So if you need a little smoke break, you can just come out here. And here's the back of the build again. And that is Magnolia Promenade East. So, out of all of these builds, I hope that you find at least one that you enjoy playing with. I really enjoyed making these. Like I said, it took me months to build these. Um, I think I've been working on them since November, October, November, something like that, just to get the whole promenade done. So, yeah, here's the whole promenade with something for everyone. If you stuck around this long, I want to thank you for hanging out with me, touring these builds. I know this was a long video. I'm sorry about that. But I just wanted to make sure that I covered everything. I know I kind of went through fast with this one, only because the other videos were long. So that's why I did it. But one more time, I'll just skim over it so you can see it. And with all that being said and done, again, thank you for watching.